I'm getting nervous. We are 9 days away from the NFL draft, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. Last year, I was pretty confident. I thought we were going Penix, and that would have happened if the Falcons didn't trade up for Michael Penix. Then I also mentioned potential Brock Bowers as a backup plan, sneaky dark horse. Didn't make that prediction, to be fair to, I don't know, the universe. I didn't predict that we were going to draft Brock Bowers. That might be a little bit revisionist history by me. I just said maybe dark horse. I don't know. But Penix feels like the pick, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what was going to happen. This year, there's been a lot of Genty talk. He's the odds-on favorite to go at 6. Is he generational? Is he not? The Raiders need a new running back, blah, 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 blah. Here's what I'll say. I've got no idea. I don't know if Spytek and Carroll really believe that Genty is worth the 6th overall pick when this is one of the deeper running back draft classes we've seen in the last decade. Now you've got this story coming out with Colton Miller, our left tackle, 29 years old, pushing 30, didn't really play well last year, even though we're like, yeah, but he's still a top 10 left tackle, wanting a new contract. ALLaBorde Breer talking about, I don't think it's a lock at all that Genty goes 6 overall. I think the Raiders can go D-line or O-line, which means that opens up a new can of worms for so many defensive linemen prospects. Does Mason Graham fall to 6? Because then I think we take him, no doubt about it, even if Genty is still there. But I don't think that happens without Shedeur Sanders going to the Giants or the Browns. The Giants might trade back. Here's the cautionary tale. Here is the advice going into the draft. Just because you've mentally prepared yourself to see the names Mason Graham or Ashton Genty drafted or selected by the Las Vegas Raiders at 6, and then that doesn't happen, that does not mean now that that is a bad pick. Because everybody expected Michael Penix to be a Raider, right? When the Falcons traded up, we all lost our minds. And then when we were on the clock, it was Quinyon Mitchell or it was, a Georgia D tackle. And all of a sudden, it was Brock Bowers, and people were pissed. And that was only because that was not what they had set in their mind that we needed or that we were going to do. And it wasn't until a few days later that some people came back down to earth. We had to talk some people off the ledge. And obviously now the consensus is, thank God we have Brock Bowers on our team to have Geno Smith someone to throw the ball to. So, when we are drafting 6th overall, and you hear the names Jalen Walker or Will Campbell or the lineman from Georgia whose name I can't pronounce, right? Or if we trade back, or if we go corner at 6, you have to be ready to take a deep breath because this could happen again. Now, look, could it be Genty? Sure. I will say, though, I go live on Bleacher Report Thursday. If you're watching this on Thursday, April 18th, I have the date right here and I said it wrong. April 17th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to discuss how there's a world in which Spytek and Carroll have been using Ashton Genty as a smokescreen to trick everybody into think we're going running back. And then all of a sudden we're going, I don't hate to say it. I just, it wasn't something that I thought was a possibility a couple days ago. Offensive line. We didn't really shore up any of the guard positions. Now there's rumors that JPJ is not going to play center. Glaze is pretty good over at right. What if they move him to left and then we need a right tackle? Or what if we just get our next left tackle at 6? And what if that is Campbell or the kid from Oregon? I also think there's a world in which they just go Jalen Walker. There are some GMs, not many, or not GMs, scouts or analysts, that have Jalen Walker rated just as good, if not better, than Abdul Carter. Now, look, I watched every single snap of Abdul Carter. So I can tell you, the kid is an absolute superstar. There's also words and rumors flying around that the Giants are open to trading back and that they've received calls. And if you trade up to 3, assuming that Cam Ward goes 1 to the Titans, which, by the way, if there are any Titans fans that stumbled into this, I wouldn't take Cam Ward. That's just me. If they do take Cam Ward, that means that Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter is there at 3. Would you consider a world where you trade up from 6 to 3 if you don't have to give up your first next year to get one of these all-pro-ish type players? Because there's 2 players in this draft that are blue chippers, like out the gate. Not saying that there can't be more, but there are 2 out the gate. It's Travis Hunter and it's Abdul Carter. And you can guarantee yourself getting one of these guys with the 3rd pick in the draft. And I think Spytek and Carroll are weighing out all those options. And then lastly, but certainly not least, there is the Shedeur Sanders of it all, because he will be there at 6th overall. So before I continue real fast, I just want to let you know, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. Link is in the description below. If you sign up, you get your name at the end of the credits because you become an EP. You get videos early, days in advance. You get ad-free content, exclusive content never before seen on YouTube. All really good things. Link in the description below. It's like a YouTube membership program, but instead of, YouTube taking 30% of everything that you give me, Patreon takes like 5%. It's ridiculous. It's insane. And we're trying to hit 13,000 subscribers. Let's get there. We're about halfway there. About 50% of the people that are watching this are not yet subscribed to the channel, but yet they keep coming back for more. What's up with that? Why are you being a lurker? Hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Hit that like button. Hit that comment button. Hit that comment button. I'm a little flustered because the draft is 9 days away, and I don't know what we're doing. There's also talk of a Jacoby Myers extension, which I would like. I wouldn't love, but I would absolutely like it a lot. We still are in the market for a wide receiver, which we haven't done yet. There's a lot that this team needs to do to convince me that they're doing their best to try to make the playoffs. I do think right now we are in position to compete, right? Last year's roster, which was terrible, especially with all the injuries in the quarterback play, they still won 4 games. They could have won like 6. If Gino was the starter and if Pete was the head coach, he would have won like 7, 8 games. We still have some holes to fill, and it's particularly on the lines and the cornerback position, which makes me think I don't think they're going to take a running back at 6. The more I talk this out, and I'm going to make my final prediction on Bleacher Report tomorrow, Friday, April 18th. The more I talk this out, the harder it is for me to believe that they're actually going to take Genty. That doesn't mean that I would hate it if they do it. I'd be totally fine with it. I'll believe in Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll's vision for this team. But I just think you can get a Marion Hampton if you trade back into the first. You can get a Judkins or a Travion Henderson in the 2nd round. There are options out there, and I don't think there are surefire options for other positions quite like there are at running back at 6 overall. I don't know. We'll see what happens. What say you? Hit the comment section below. Let me know your final predictions, your thoughts. Hit that like button. But like I said, just because we have it set in our minds that it's going to be Genty, if it's not Genty, if it's a who, just get ready for that. Because Brock Bowers was a who in terms of who for the Raiders. We all knew Brock Bowers, but that came out of left field. And this draft is even more crazy in terms of prospects that are going to be hit or miss. This isn't last year's draft. So only time will tell. Like I said, hit that like button, comment away. Please be sure to subscribe. It is free after all. Wait! I got to do my patrons. Here they are, executive producers. If you want to become one of these beautiful people who are doing so much for me and the channel, link in the description below, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. Please be sure to subscribe. It's free after all, no charge to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.